Report 2.4 details the promotion mechanics carried out by each supplier for the category that you selected. So if you hover your cursor over the help button on the side of the page, it will explain a bit more on what this report can do for you. So essentially, it can be used to compare the different promotion mechanics implemented by each supplier for the category. So how it helps is it allows you to analyze the mixture of promotion mechanics carried out by each different suppliers and how it compares to your own, and helps you decide whether or not you would like to change your own mechanics to suit what is currently promoted by the other suppliers, or if you would rather to stick to your own mechanics at the moment. If you're not currently sure what I mean when I say promotion mechanics, you can see that all these boxes at the bottom, when you hover over it, the cursor will actually change to a hand cursor, which means that it can be clicked on. So for example, if I click on price offer, it will give you a brief explanation on what price offer is, the abbreviation that we use, which is PO, an example of what a price offer looks like. So from here you can see that a price offer is a normal price reduction. So by default, all the promotion in mailer on newspaper will be a price offer. So there are of course other promo mechanics as well, but I will not be going through each of them. If you go to the report later, you can actually just hover over it and click on it, and you will get an explanation on what the promotion mechanic is. I'll now guide you through the selection. So the first selection for you to see here is the market. So the market here refers to the data itself. So if you're currently subscribed to East Malaysia data, then you'll be able to see Sabah and Sarawak under the drop down here. Otherwise, you'll only be able to see West Malaysia data. So for this report, we'll only generate data for West Malaysia. Under the date range, please keep in mind that we are only allowed to select up to 2 years of data. So if you select anything more than 2 years, this error message will appear showing that you need to reselect your time period. So for this example, we'll just choose the whole year of 2019. Under sources, you'll have all sources or all regional data. All sources here refers to national promotions, which means it applies to all stores of the same retailer in West Malaysia. Whereas regional data means that the promotions will apply to only certain stores or only certain regions. So for the purpose of this example, we'll stick to the pre-selected mailer and newspaper. Rank here decides how much of the data is shown. So the top 5, top 10, top 25 here refers to the suppliers itself. So if you selected top 5, then the data generated later will only show the promotions for the top 5 most promoted suppliers for the selected categories. If you wish to see more, then you just need to choose top 10, top 25, or all. But for this example, we'll stick with the pre-selected top 5. Under categories, when you click on it, it will list out all the categories you're currently subscribed to. You can choose the drop-down to look for the categories that you'd like to see. Otherwise, you can also type it out and select from there. Retailers, similarly to categories, shows the drop-down by channel and later on breaks down by the retailers itself. So for the purpose of this example, I'll just choose all hyper and all super. The save function, the save button at the end here allows you to save this current selection, which means that the next time you come into this report, all of this will already be pre-selected for you, so you save a bit of time from there. If you'd like to change all the selections, you can also click reset and everything will go back to the default. If you're happy with your current selection, then you can also click on update and the report will be generated. The time it takes for the report to generate depends highly on your own internet connection and how much data you're planning to generate. So the shorter the time period, the faster the data will appear, or the less categories you choose, then the shorter time it will take for the data to appear. Once the report is generated, you can minimize the selection table so you can see the generated tables better. So on your left hand side, you'll see the promotion mechanics comparison by suppliers Jan to December 2019, which is the period you selected, versus the data from a year ago, which is Jan to December 2018. So as you can see, it only shows the top 5 suppliers, which is Vinda, Unicham, DSG, Kimberly-Clark, and then NTPM. If you go further down, it breaks down everything by supplier, name, and then brand. So for example, if you click on Vinda, it will break it down by the brand itself, which is Drypers, Drypers Pants, Classic, Classic Pants, and also Drypers Touch. If you hover your cursor over the numbers here, you can see that it changes into a hand cursor, which means that you can click on it. So what happens when you click on it is a table that has detailed information of all the promotions will appear. So you can use this table to search for maybe a specific type of promotions. For example, if you're only looking for promotions from Giant, if you type in Giant, then only Giant promotions will appear here. So what this table does is it provides more details on each of the promotions. For example, the brand, product name, the non-promo price, the price, PWPB price, promo mechanic and premium description, the retailers, and the promotion start to end date. Aside from the detailed information, you can also take a look into the mix of promo mechanics. You can use the two tables at the top here to compare the mixture of promotions for each supplier. So for example, let's take Vinda. For Vinda in 2018, 55% of their promotions were for single pack price offers, while about a quarter were for the multi-purchase price offers. However, in 2019, you can see that almost 60% of their promotions were for single pack price offers, whereas their multi-purchase promotion has actually gone down to only about 18%. So you can see that for Vinda itself, there has been a change in the promotion mechanics by them. So you can also see if others have followed this trend. So you can see, for example, Kimberly-Clark. So Kimberly-Clark in 2018, 63% of their promotions were for single pack price offers, while 13% were for multi-purchase price. In 2019, 60% was for price offers, while 11% was for multi-purchase mechanics. So while the percentage has decreased, you can see that the number of features have actually increased. There were only 53 multi-purchase promotion in 2018, but there were 66 in 2019. So you can see that not all suppliers are switching from multi-purchase to price offers. So from here you can see the trend and compare it for each supplier and decide how you want to move forward from then on. You can also use this to find out more on the promotion mechanics itself. For example, let's say we take gifting mechanics. So for Vinda, under gifting, there's multi-purchase gifting, normal gifting, and gifting with condition. So let's look into multi-purchase gifting. So as I mentioned, one of the columns is for promo mechanic and premium description. So premium description and promo mechanic column, other than explaining what type of promo mechanic it is, it also details more on the mechanic itself. So for example, since this is multi-purchase gifting, it lets us know what sort of gifts were provided with those purchases. So it allows you to look into the type of gifting that was provided by each supplier and compare it to your own. So you can use it to keep record and keep track of how others are doing their gifting versus how we are doing our gifting. And as I mentioned before, if you're ever confused about what each of the abbreviation means, you only need to scroll down and check on each of the description we provided at the bottom to figure out what it means. So in summary, this report can be used to check on the mixture of promotions by each different suppliers and help you analyze on how you would like to move forward with your own future promotion plannings. And it also allows you to take a closer look into the different types of mechanics and the premium provided with each of these mechanics, such as gifting or contests and such.